Well, while everyone was being distracted by Donald Trump's mugshot, and by the way, if you haven't seen that, I'm going to throw it up on the screen. It's very important information. And on a side note, I think this thing is going to fly in the Patriot circles. We're going to see it on billboards. We're going to see it on T-shirts, on items, and everything. I think this is really going to turn things around for Trump because it's kind of like Elvis Presley. You know, when he got his mugshot, he just went viral and they used it against the system. And I see the same thing happening now with Donald Trump's mugshot. But that said, as the Biden administration always does, they love to seize up the opportunity to do something behind the scenes when you're not looking. And in this case, they seem to be going after your beer, your wine, your spirits, and your liquor. No joke. As if they haven't already taken enough from us trying to ban our everyday appliances. But here's what I'm talking about here. And I feel like they could be headed even in a Prohibition 2.2. I think that could be their freaking end game, as bad as these communists are. But take a look. This is on dailymail.co.uk, and it's headlined here: Biden's alcohol czar warns Americans could soon be told to limit themselves to just 2 beers per week under strict new booze guidelines. Now, it goes on to state that Biden's health czar told Daily Mail the USDA could revise its alcohol advice to match Canada's, where people are advised to have just 2 drinks per week. Dr. George Cobb, who admits to enjoying a couple glasses of Chardonnay a week, said he was watching Canada's big experiment with interest. It goes on to state that currently the U.S. recommendations say women can have up to 1 bottle of beer, a small glass of wine, or a shot of spirit a day, while men can have 2. But those guidelines are up for review in 2025. When asked in what direction the guidelines could change, Dr. George Knob, the director for the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, said, I mean, they're not going up, I'm pretty sure. So if alcohol consumption guidelines go in any direction, it would be towards Canada. The guidelines are currently under review, although the updated versions may not be published until the end of 2025. So there you have it. Our communist dictator in chief and his czar of alcohol want to give you new guidelines that you can now only have 2 glasses of alcohol per week, as opposed to their current standing of 1 per day if you're a woman or 2 per day if you're a man. And never fear, because they're watching what happens with Justin Trudeau's Canada with excitement and glee. Did I mention I can't stand this administration? The libertarian in me, whether you drink alcohol or not, is beside the point. I do have alcohol. Obviously, we have a channel, we'reforkedup.com. Jesus drank wine. I'm not here to debate that or whatever. I'm just saying he didn't. I have alcohol now and then. But that's the thing. It's not up to a government to tell you what you can and can't have or put into your body. I use it, I love to take it every once in a while and relax and just have a good time. And so do many Americans all over, not just us, not just here in Americans, but many people love to do that all over the globe. And now they want to tell you, here's our new guideline. You can enjoy 2 per week. It's kind of like everything else they're trying to ban. Like they're telling you, you can't drive a gas car. Like they're telling you, you can't set your AC or heater above a certain temperature. You can't have that gas stove. You can't fill in the blank. You can't fill in the blank. I mean, this is the thing that they're trying to do. They want ultimate control over everything. I'm a libertarian, and the libertarian says, stay the hell out. If somebody wants to drink, they have every right to do that, so long as, you're not putting people's lives in danger. And if you do, there are already laws in place to take care of that and punish those people who do that. And now they want to take it a step further. And mind you, obviously this is nowhere near prohibition. However, I wouldn't be surprised, because they always take little steps and then they take bigger jumps and bigger steps. It's like the frog in the pot that we constantly hear about. Turn up the water slowly till he's dead and boils to death is kind of what the Biden administration likes to do. So I wouldn't put it past them to eventually cut it off completely. Hey, let's just cut off their excitement. And mind you, they would never follow the rules themselves. Speaking of Biden's administration, I want to bring this back up because I think it's a very powerful point. earlier or later in 2021, Biden also passed something very tyrannical regarding alcohol and your vehicles. And this is as a reminder to some of you, but some of you may not have heard this. I've talked about it in depth on restrictedrepublic.com. Hopefully you're there, but take a look. This is on New York Post. Biden's Democrat infrastructure bill to mandate anti-drunk driving technology in cars. The $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill President Biden already signed, includes a provision that will require automakers to install an anti-drunk driving system into all new cars. The mandate falls under the section of the bill that provides $17 billion to road safety programs. Under the timeline laid out by the bill, the mandate could go into effect as soon as 2025. And it expands on that. It says it's not clear what the anti-drunk driving system would look like, but the bill says it needs to be able to passively monitor the performance of a driver of a motor vehicle to accurately identify whether the driver may be impaired. And it needs to be able to detect whether the blood alcohol concentration of a driver of a motor vehicle is equal to or greater than the legal limit, or 0.08%, says the bill. In other words, they're going to monitor you now in your vehicles every time you get into your car. Sounds more and more like George Orwell 1984. And hey, we don't know what this is going to look like. Is it going to be in the form of a breathalyzer, that DUI people or a lot of DUI people who get a DUI have to put those in their car anyway. But now let's just punish all of America. And hey, it could be in the form of some kind of eye scanner or some kind of camera that watches you. I can't shake this feeling that maybe the Biden administration has an ulterior motive for putting a camera in your car and watching everything you do. Stay the hell out of it. Joe Biden? I mean, this is insanity, and this is already passed. This is coming as of 2025. And I warned about this, but now, like I said, slow boil. He did that back in 2021, and now new recommendations are coming out. Let's follow Justin Trudeau, as tyrannical as they get, and hey, let's take it a step further, and then a step further, and a step further, and a step further. And they're starting to take massive leaps. Anyhow, I wanted to bring that to you guys. Because eventually I wouldn't put it past him to eventually say, hey, we're going prohibition again, which there would be an outrage on that, at least by the American people. I think like we saw the first round. Now, I don't think he'll actually take it that far. However, I do see it being a lot more stringent and whatnot with certain administrations. And again, the libertarian in me says, stay the hell out of it. And that's just the truth of it. By the way, if you haven't checked out our We're Forked Up channel, and I'm pulling it up here on YouTube. I really want to encourage you to check it out. I go on there with Justice Knight and myself, and we just kind of have a good time. We do food, fun, entertainment, and those kinds of things on the channel. So you can check it out. You just go to we'reforkedup.com. So I also have that website. And this isn't working here for me, but you can also go to our YouTube channel, we'reforkedup.com, and we've got all these videos out there. But if you want a funnier side and a light side and just kind of have a good time, check out we'reforkedup.com. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for listening. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.